those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen.
Don't go check.
Read some Chuck
out.
Tingle.
No,
do, mate. He's a genius. He's doing stuff that you would never even dream of. Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
And Space Raptor Butt Redemption.
Oh, right.
That's the sequel.
Someone's gonna pay.
Coming at you live from a Skaven skid mark, it's me, Nick Lamley.
And me, Harrison Hunt, a.k.a. Rand McNally.
And we are... Tabletop
Twats.
Tabletop Twats.
Yes.
Ever professional.
So this is a podcast all about RPGs and tabletop RPGs.
And Wix they are put on top. No.
Yep. What?
No.
No? No. No.
Sorry. It's been a while.
This week we've got some amazing stuff for you. We've got what we've been saying. We've got the fucking competition. We're doing a new competition. You could win big. So stay tuned. Keep listening.
Yeah.
And then we've got the main subject, which this time is going to be the big villain. And then we've got Song Fight, which is returning. And then Fireside Tales, Chamber of Challenges. And then we're going to read out the Electro Letters. It's going to be such a good show, Nick. I've got prostitutes on their way. We've got mountains of cocaine in front of us. It's going to be the best damn show we ever best damn did.
Couldn't agree more. You might want to stop doing the coke already.
Oi! Yeah? What you slaying?
This is what we've been slaying, and this is where we talk about what we've been playing this week. And ho mama, has it been a very packed 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot, haven't we?
I said last week that I was playing Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition at the pub with my brother.
Pub Fulu.
Yes, and he DM'd a game, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had. It was a really, really good one-shot that was basically all about these demon dogs that were killing people in this little village.
Classic Sean.
Yeah, and we had to investigate them. I won't spoil it, because at some point I might want to run that game.
Play it, yeah.
But there was something really, really cool that happened. We were using pre-mades. And
who made the pre-mades?
Sean made them.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then James, one of the other guys I was playing with, he had a character of really high persuade, but he wasn't good at shooting or fighting. And the whole campaign, it was all of us investigating, but right at the end it boiled down to this big fight where we had to confront the mayor, and we were running for his mansion, people were shooting at us.
Cool.
And in the end it was one of the coolest things ever happened, because James was using his very, very high persuade roll to persuade all the bad guys to back down. And he was this like West Country farmer guy. So he was running up the stairs and people were shooting at him. And he's like, right, I think you better stop that, young man, because somebody's going to get hurt.
You could have someone's eye out with that.
And then he rolled persuade, and the guy would be like, you know what, actually, I thought about it, and you're right, I'm going to stop. And then loads of them would just leave. So we managed to sort of like convince our way to the mayor.
Shit.
And
can't be a good convincing fight.
And
wow,
it ended up with me accidentally killing the other two player characters.
What?
Yeah, James's character was on top of someone. They were like grappling, and I tried to just fire into the melee and shot him and killed him.
Shit.
And Peter,
after all his peacemaking, he got killed by his own mate.
Whoops. And then Peter, his character was dying, and I tried to heal him and ended up killing him.
Wow, what, botched surgery?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow, there you go.
So that was...
what was your character then?
My character was... he had a nickname. He was called Chungus, and he was a Rodney Dangerfield type guy, where he was always cracking shitty jokes, and he was an investigator, obviously.
Nice.
And so the guy's like, we've had a problem with demon dogs. He was like, I'll tell you, I've had a problem with demon dogs. You should meet my wife, and stuff like that.
She's a right demon, you know what I mean?
A real dog.
Brilliant.
And Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition, it was the first time I've ever played it, and it was...
Oh, yeah, because I'm reading it.
It was absolutely brilliant, mate.
Playtest.
Yeah, I really liked it. They've streamlined things that I didn't even know need streamlining, like the way attributes work and stuff is a lot smoother now. Mm-hmm. And it was smooth before, but yeah, it is really, really good. They've got a new luck system in it, which I'm not a big fan of, so we didn't use that, but it was really, really good. And it's very similar to the last one, but still fucking awesome and a little bit easier to play. So it's very good. We did something else, didn't we, mate?
Yes.
What do we do, mate?
So, what do we do? So we've been venturing out onto the interweb.
What?
To play RPGs, haven't we?
Oh, is that what that box was?
Yeah, that's what that thing is. So yeah, and it's been good. I've really enjoyed it. It's not the same.
It's not the same as being in the same room, but we were playing with a guy, a genuine Canadian.
Genuine Canadian guy.
He was real.
He's for
We
real.
saw him on the camera. He exists.
He definitely exists. Yeah, he's not just this this name that we thought was like really knew a lot about.
That was
RPGs.
Emic Lamaru.
Emekanic.
And he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But we played. We were on his new show, Murder Hobo Show, and unfortunately the audio recording didn't go particularly well. But nonetheless, it was great. We played Chickens in the Mist, and we played with Gary, who is
Big
a
Mac.
disgusting pervert, and we played with Eli, who's got wicked hair.
Yep.
And Jamie and Eric, and it was really, really good fun. And it was all about these mutant chickens, and we were investigating a cockfighting ring. No, not that kind of cockfighting.
Yeah. Get your mind out the gutter.
Yes, come on, grow up.
To be fair though, there was a ridiculous amount of cock jokes.
Yeah, it was every second.
Pretty standard though, isn't it? It's got to be in it when you
Bunch of geezers. Bunch of geezers, eh? Cock jokes. Bunch of lads.
talking about cocks.
Hey, get in, son.
Anyway. So yeah, it was a fucking blast. It was vicious. I got battered. I didn't even get to fucking shoot my shotgun. It was devastating.
Well, because something bad happened to you, didn't it? You got mauled after
do
a
you
certain
remember why?
character. Yeah.
Fucking bailed on me when I
Sorry
come
about
to
that.
help you.
I was getting attacked by 4 of these giant mutant chickens, and I shouted over to Nick's character. I was like, "Donnie, give me a hand, mate!" And he came over to give me a hand, and I ran away. And then Nick's character got killed.
And they were so fucking close to me, these giant chickens. I didn't even have enough room to swing the barrel of my shotgun and discharge my firearms. So I had to kind of keep trying to step back, but doing that, they kept getting fucking hit on me, and I just got battered. And then I would try and I was like, right, okay, I'm going to cleave them open with my axe or whatever I had, and then pretty much missed a lot of rolls.
It was one of those terrible bad runs of luck that a lot of people have. But we were praising, everyone did some sick role playing there, especially me. No, I'm just kidding. I am joking. But the thing is, everyone did some really good role playing, but we thought that Eli's was off the hook.
Yeah, it was. He was brilliant, wasn't he?
He was really, really good. He played like a sort of really shy woman, and every time we were like, I'm going to go and shoot him in the face, he'd be like, I don't know, guys, if we should be doing that. And it was so funny, man.
He done it, yeah. It was cracking. Really, really good. It was great.
And there was
I had a great
also
time.
the Shovel of Doom as well.
Shovel of Doom!
Gary was playing like a kind of nerd type guy.
Proper nerd, yeah. Big nerdlinger.
He spent every one of his bennies to re-roll an attack that was never ever going to do anything.
No, but it was so good.
And he was swinging a shovel and yelling, "Shovel of Doom!" It was so good.
He was like, I'm going to Benny that.
And then he missed it 8 times in a row. And it was like, is this really the Shovel of Doom?
It was fucking... He was trying to save me, and then I think he actually ended up killing me, so...
What a guy.
What a guy. Cheers,
Thanks, Gary.
Cheers, Gaz.
Thanks for nothing.
Get in, son. Bunch of lads, talk about cocks. Bunch of lads, get in, son.
Yeah, we had a great time at the Chickens in the Mist.
So yeah, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it. Was it the Americans? It was called a do-over.
Yeah, we're going to do a do-over because the audio quality wasn't quite right in that one. But it was Eric's first go, and we're going to do a do-over, and hopefully the next one is going to be on point. And it was a genuinely fun game.
Yeah,
so
really, really good.
Tune into the Murder Hobo show if you can. But speaking of Eric Man Lamoureux, we are also participating in a Warhammer game that he's running, and it's really good so far. We've created our characters. So I thought maybe we'll just give a quick rundown of the characters we created for this Warhammer game.
Yeah,
that was something we've been playing this week.
We had a session 0, didn't we? So we just
all made our characters.
We made our characters, had a chat, meet and greet. It was good.
So your guy, what is he, a gnome?
No,
some kind of gnome.
It's the first time I'm playing a shorter gentleman. I'm playing a dwarf, which is quite exciting.
Whoa! They don't like to be called that.
I know. Oh yeah, so I need to get into character now.
They like tiny person.
Tiny person. No, that's a gnome.
Or coal sucker.
Coal sucker. Anyway, so so I'm playing a dwarf. I'm playing a dwarf engineer, which is quite interesting in the Warhammer world. So he's basically a guy that's part of an engineering guild, and they're held in quite high esteem apparently, and quite knowledgeable on engineering. Can repair stuff, really handy. Sounded like a lot of fun, and
And he's got a missing eye.
And yeah, so I found a picture that had a guy with a missing eye online when I was quickly finding a picture, and I thought, fuck it, I'll go with that. So yeah, he's got a missing eye, so I took a hindrance of a fucking missing eye.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, so, and I'm actually in with super winner, Manuel.
Manuel is the guy that won the last competition. He's a great guy, also, I've heard.
He is, yeah.
But yeah, you're his brother.
You just met him.
Yeah, no, I met him, but, you know, you can never trust a man named Manuel. You know, they're shifty. He's a shifty guy.
He's a nice guy.
No, he was giving me the eye, man. I don't even know what I mean by that.
You're good shit.
No, he's a nice guy.
He's a lovely guy. And so yeah, we're
your brothers.
we're brothers, yeah, which is quite cool. And my name is Raggin Rumblebottom. Yeah.
It's a great name.
So it should be fun.
And I've gone for a squire who is a lady called Freya the Ill-Fated. Technically, her name is Freya Dreadlady because she was a squire to an evil knight called Dreadlord Lenny. And
it's not my dad, is it?
Yes, him. And then basically she fell in love with him and they got married.
Sweet.
But she's so naive and thick that she doesn't even know that he's an evil lord. And when he goes down to the basement to do all these like experiments on people, you know, hacking them to bits and stuff, she just thinks he's like making jam or something down there. And
nice.
yeah, so she's like this really naive squire who knows only how to cook and to fight. So it should be sick as fuck.
Yeah, it looks fucking cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've done a couple of... All our bonuses have been on the...
We've had some massive bonus.
We've had massive bonus. Our bonus have been on Warhammer, and now we're playing it, so pretty decent.
What were you talking about bonus for?
Bonus, I actually first said, and then you said bonus.
Oh, right. I lost track of that just then.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, so we've got a boner online all about Warhammer, actually. It's called Skaven. And it's fucking sick.
You got a boner online about it?
Yeah, we got a big old boner online.
There's three bonuses.
Free bonus thus far. Sorry.
Enough with the boners, more with the bonus.
Get the boners in your ears.
Just go check out the bonuses. They're all from the Warhammer world and they're pretty sick. And yeah.
It might give you a bit of an idea what Warhammer's like.
Yeah.
Also, we played Made as well, again, because we love it. And this week I did, it was set, you know, more typical Made type campaign where you have to be in a mansion, but it was set in the same universe as the last one, so they were in a mansion, but it was basically the evil lord that owned this mansion. It used to be a dungeon, and now he was trying to go legit and be like a proper rich guy.
Yeah,
you know, and start a business. So he's converted
a business.
Yeah, a business.
Not a business. It was a business.
So he started up this mansion that is basically a converted dungeon, and he was having all these dignitaries round for dinner, and all the party had to make it seem like it was a real mansion, and basically serve them the best dinner ever, make them have the nicest time, and under no circumstances can they know that this mansion was a dungeon that belonged to an evil skeleton
lord ever. I've got to say,
you fucking absolute shithead.
My name is Beyonce Knowles, and when I'm not ready for a cube of jelly, I listen to TableTopTwats.
Everything that possibly could have gone wrong went wrong,
but in such a great way.
They fucked up everything, and it was so funny. And it ended with 3 characters dying, but because it was a one shot and I didn't want people to have to sit there and not have a character to play, I said everyone can be
fuck, I forgot about this bit.
Yeah, everyone can be one of the backup maids that the Lord Zycon kept in his attic.
That's it, yeah.
But all of them were like these shitty skeletons that used to be sort of dungeon minions, and
they were just not very good.
Yeah, they all had low stats, and there was a reason that he called you guys in instead of you.
There was a reason why they lived in the loft.
Yeah, and when they came out, James, you and Ryan all had to be this really shitty skeleton because 3 characters died.
Yeah,
and
I went to space, didn't I? Shit, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys played it so well because they did it like they were absolute no-hopers.
Oh, Ryan and James as a duo absolutely nailed it. And do you know what the weirdest thing was? They actually became in tune with each other because they constantly kept rowing. They constantly kept rowing.
They kept on rolling the same dice, you know?
Every time. About 8 or 9 times they rolled the same number on the D6. And it's like, how the fuck is this happening?
And then the 2 of them would just basically, every time the head butler, Claude, asked them to do something, they would just be like, I don't know, yeah, we're going to try.
bang his head on the wall.
Yeah.
It was just literally Sean's character, Claude, and 3 idiot skeletons, and it was just classic, wasn't it?
But one of my favourite memories from the game was...
Oh, the absolute.
There was a bit
best
where
line.
Claude needed to get to the kitchen. He had to get back to the kitchen, and the guy they were trying to entertain, this lord, he was like looking around the mansion and noticing like little mistakes. He's like, hang on, that wall looks a bit dungeony.
Yeah.
And then Claude was trying to get away, so he wanted to go for a persuade roll. So Ryan sent his dog from out the kitchen to go and meet Claude, and then the dog barked at Claude and was like, oh, oh, and then Claude was like, what's that? Oh, oh. Trouble at the old mill. And then I said to him, I was like, okay, you better roll persuade. And he rolls persuade, and he rolls so high.
He nailed it, absolutely nailed it, yeah.
The Lord was like, oh, that sounds important, you better go.
Yeah, he excused him.
Yeah. It was so funny, man.
Thank you, Sean, that was fucking classic.
That was one of the best.
That was absolute. It killed me. That was the funniest thing of the game, I've got to say, it was brilliant.
It's a competition.
All right, look, I know you guys are worried that we don't give you stuff, but we try.
We don't give you enough.
Look, I wanted to be a good dad to you. I did.
We want to give it to you.
We really... Wait a minute, Nick. Are you talking about phoners again?
Upgroin? No.
Oh, right.
We want to give them stuff.
Anyway, this is a competition. We want to give you stuff. We want to give you prizes. We want to give you... prizes.
Inspiration.
So, here's what we're going to do. We're running a competition.
Again, we're going to do another one.
And can you believe that, on the budget we have? But
we're going to squeeze one more out.
Yeah, so we're
homeless, right?
Shut up. Right, we're giving away a copy of Made.
Yeah.
Right? And not the copy that I already own, but we're buying a brand new one off of Amazon, and we're going to send
and then
it
we're
to
going to
you.
give it to you.
But how do they win this, Nick?
How do they do it?
They send us in a jingle. We're having a jingle competition.
Yeah.
So how you can do this, it can be, you can create a sound file. You don't need to know how to make music. It can just be your voice and you shouting.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But a sound file, a jingle for anything in the show. You can make a jingle about Nick, about me, about RPGs in general, or for one of our existing items. And just send that in to TableTopTwats@gmail.com, and we will pick a winner on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as the listeners to the show, you get a special head start, because we're going to post about this competition on Facebook and Google+, but we're not doing it until a day after the podcast comes out.
That's it.
So, yes, we will be giving that away. So get your entries in, podcast listeners. You're part of an elite gang now, and you can win this shit. You can win Made and have yourself a great time.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, Made. It's really good. I mean, I think Pete Jones ended up getting it, didn't he?
Oh, Malloy?
Yeah, Pete Malloy. He got Made. He hasn't told us how he got on with it yet. I haven't heard from him. So, Pete, if you're still there, mate, let us know about Made.
Maybe he died while he was playing it.
Well, by playing Made, I hope not. Pete, get in touch. We're worried.
Yeah, come on, mate. You know, I hope you're not dead.
We miss you.
That's a nice message, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope you're not dead. We'll get him a card.
Pete Malloy.
Okay, so
yeah, we're gonna bang a Made out to you.
We're gonna bang a Made out to you. So
Yeah.
get entering, guys. Enter us.
Enter us, and we will bang a Made out to you. You can't say better than that, can you? Ready?
Main. Subject. Main. Subject. Sorry.
Okay, so this is the main subject, and this week we're talking about the main... No, fuck. So this week...
We're talking about the main subject.
It's me.
Old man.
My name's Adam Rickman.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
Okay, that'll do. All right, so next up...
You snorted at the end, thanks for that.
Oops. All right, so this is the main subject, right? And this week we're talking about the big villain. What do we mean by
big
this?
bad.
We mean a villain that is overarching in all of the games. Every DM wants to do it, right? They want to have this fucking really badass villain.
This man in black.
Yeah, who constantly, you know, maybe the party will fight him and then he'll get away and he'll reappear later.
Yep.
But it's very, very hard to do, and a lot of DMs find that difficult to do because players are really, really uncinematic about that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If they see the big bad villain, they're not going to let him get away. They'll do anything.
They want to
will
murder
shame-
Hobo that shit.
They will murder Hobo it, they'll shame themselves, they will crawl through a river of piss.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, they will fucking kill him. So, it's a very hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to have this recurring villain throughout the plot because the players tend to kill them so quickly. Unless, you have them talk from afar. But I did, in one of my games, manage to have a recurring villain who kept on coming up. The party kept seeing him, and he stayed throughout 4 separate campaigns.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He was the overarching villain for that whole thing. And I succeeded, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone else out there. I think it was a lot of dumb luck, but maybe there is a lesson to be learned from that. And so we're going to talk a little bit about him now, and tell you the story of the greatest bad guy in our game,
Lenny Smeckers.
Yeah. So basically, Lenny Smeckers. Well, to give it a bit of background, first of all, what we need to talk about to tell you about this villain is that it all started in a Call of Cthulhu game.
That's
and
right.
There was Nick's
our first game.
Yes, Nick's character Roland was this kind of Wild West type guy, right? And he was a gunslinger, and he banded up with these 3 other guys, and they were investigating a cosmic horror called the Mystic Mungus.
Yeah.
In doing so, they found this book that they needed to be translated. So they went over to the university and tried to get the languages teacher to translate it. When they did so, it ended up being, they got finished a lot earlier than they thought they were going to, so they went over to the science department just to have a look. And while they were there, I just came up with this dumb fucking character on the spot. I thought all they were going to do is look in the window to the classroom. And so I just came up with this character on the spot, and they look in the window, and I'm like, okay, you see a scientist. He's rocking back and forth, and when he does so, he takes a bite of his sandwich, and he's giggling to himself, and he's like... And I just thought they're going to look at that, go, no, too weird, and walk away.
Leave it, yeah.
But they went in, and they're like, why are you eating a sandwich?
Not us.
Or whatever.
Yeah, what's that? Can I have some?
And just fucking bugged him. Yeah. And so on the spot, I was like, fuck, man, I need to come up with a backstory. So I thought, let's say he's a mad inventor. You know, it's a cliche, but let's say he's a mad inventor.
On the fly, man.
Yeah, he says to them, come down to my house later on, I make inventions, I've got loads for you. And then obviously that session ended for the night, and then next week I sort of made this sort of catalogue of all the stuff that Lenny Smeckers had made.
Oh, yeah, I've posted some of it. Bubble gun.
Yeah, he had like the bubble gun, exploding trousers.
Yeah, exploding trousers.
Liquid gun. There was he called it a featherfall backpack, which was basically a parachute.
That's it. Yeah, go check them out. There, I think we put them all on there. So
yeah, they're on the Google Plus.
Yeah, all on the Google Plus. Booble bus.
On the Booble bus.
On the Booble bus.
Get on the Booble bus.
Get on the Booble bus.
Oh god,
that's so bad. Where does that really cringy shit come from? It's like it comes out of nowhere. Anyway,
so they went over to his house and went to go look at all his inventions. And do you remember there was a bit where they got there and they realised that, bubble gun, exploding trousers, all of this shit, it was just a bunch of shit. It was either way overpriced or completely rubbish.
Oh yeah, some of it was extortionately priced.
Yeah, and while he was there, he was looking at all his inventions, and he was like, "This is my greatest invention. It's the bubble gun." And it was a little gun that fired those little bubbles. It was like, and he was like, "Yes, it's only $250." And everyone was like, "No."
Bearing in mind, this is the 1920s, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And they had all of this. He had all of this, failed inventions piled up, and all of this. And the party all saw this and they were like, fuck this, we're going, this is all bollocks.
This is shit.
They go downstairs, they're walking down out of his house.
That's right.
But Roland, Nick's character, stays behind. And he's like, can I just do spot hidden on the machines to see if there's anything useful?
Yeah.
And I said, you notice some pods in the corner? And then you were like, right. And then Roland goes, what are those?
Yeah.
And Lenny Smeckers is like, time machine. And then suddenly, all of the guys that were walking down the stairs, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, back up.
Pricked up, yeah.
And then they ran into the room. Turns out he had this time machine, but because he was a fucking moron who managed to invent a time machine, he'd given the power source, the incredibly rare power source, away.
Monopal.
Yeah, the Monopal. He gave it away to his favourite band to power a steam-powered keyboard they had.
That's right, yeah. What was they, what were they called? They had a great name.
They were the Unloved Kids.
The Unloved
Kids. And it consisted of Dracula and his wife.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
they went around an air balloon, didn't they?
Yeah. So anyway, the party went, found that band and stole the monopole and used it to power the time machine, which they then used to go back in time to a point where the cosmic horror that they were investigating was less powerful, and then they killed him.
The Mystic Mongers.
Yeah, so that was, in a nutshell, that was how that sort of campaign ended, was that they used the time machine to go back in time after retrieving...
That was a solid.
Yeah, after retrieving the power source, and they killed the beast, and it was an epic fight, blah, 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 I won't get into it. But the thing was that at this point, right, the way time travel worked in this universe was that you, sort of a copy of yourself would be sent back, but you'd be anchored to the time from which you travelled. So
right.
he would press the button and he'd reset, and you guys would all fly back into the pods. But he had you bang to rights at that point. He had you trapped in these pods.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and what he did was he decided to use that for his own personal
That's
gain.
when he showed his true colours, yeah.
Yeah, and he had them trapped in there. He could send them to any time that he wanted. So what he did is he spent 2 years writing and promoting a book about how he invented the time machine that saved the universe.
That's right, yeah.
And how he had
Fucker.
and how he had the 4 best
investigators in the fucking
world
universe.
working for him.
Yeah.
And he used that to drum up business in different times. And he went, back to ancient times. He went back. He went into the future, and he was, selling you guys out to do jobs for other people.
Piggybacking off of the back of our deeds, yeah, fucking bastard.
So he got paid an immense amount of money, and he had you trapped there, and he sent you to a futuristic landscape. And he said that you could be free once you completed this mission, because he was getting $20 million.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you had to go into this like post-apocalyptic wasteland and kill the current.
This was City
17. It was basically like Half-Life 2.
It was awful. That was with the beating. We were so oppressed. It was unreal. Like
you were in like encampments, or like ghettos.
It was unreal. Like when I had you guys in my zombie campaign and you was in that concentration camp, it was nowhere near as brutal as this place. Like it was savage. Savage. And every time I say it now, I can't help but think of that fucking thing.
But yeah, you were like in the desert. Like there was hardly anything there. The world had been mined for resources by these oppressive aliens.
We had nothing, not a single thing. We was forced into like hard labour all day.
Slavery, and you had to basically escape your shackles and then go and kill the guy who's basically the president of the world at that time.
Yeah,
and it was like an impossible mission. You were in shitty conditions. You had no gear, and all of this was because of Smeckers, because he was greedy and wanted $20 million.
Sean's character got shot down, and like one of the best characters ever.
Jim Kelly,
yeah, and he literally just got destroyed from popping his head around the corner, wasn't it? It was that bad.
It was that brutal.
Yeah, it was really brutal.
But the only person that managed to survive was Roland, and a new character that they picked up called Maya Playfair. Now, what they did is the two of them, they managed to complete the mission. They killed Breen, and just before they were about to be teleported back to their time, Roland hugged onto Maya so that she would come back with him.
Yeah, because he had to be touching, didn't he?
Yeah, and then so he did that. But just before they did, and they were transported back, they were talking amongst each other, and they were like, "When we get back, we need to figure out how we're going to kill Smeckers. I can't believe he put us through this shit. We're going to get back, and we're going to fucking kill him. We're going to make him burn alive." And
he's going to pay for what he's done.
Anyway, so they get transported back, and it turns out that Smeckers could hear everything they were saying.
That's right, yeah.
And so he was having a massive rage on, because he'd always been used to being bullied, because he was a nerd.
All his life he had been bullied.
Yeah, and you
so
guys were in these
it.
pods, unable to move, and he was torching his own fucking lab. He was pouring this fucking petrol everywhere. He lit it, and the flames were licking high. You were about to die, and then it severed like some cord on the fucking pod, and you and Maya managed to get out.
Released from our capsules, yeah.
Yeah, but Smeckers was long gone. He'd already left the building and he'd burned it down. So you had to navigate through the fire and get out, but as you did so, Maya died, and it was only Roland left. But in the other pods, it turns out Smeckers had been collecting other warriors from throughout time to serve his purposes and for him to use.
Collection, yeah.
So he had 2 characters from a previous Pathfinder game we played, and Hitler. And so you, Hitler, and the 2 Pathfinder characters were running down the stairs.
And we had no idea who Hitler was, because he wasn't from our time at all.
Exactly, so he was some random angry Austrian
guy, yeah.
But yeah, so then you ran down the stairs, and you saw Smeckers had also, during this time, made a giant mech, and he was just He was in this giant robot suit, blasting the city to smithereens. Everything was fucking exploding around you. The floor was fucking quaking.
Armageddon, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then the two Pathfinder characters said, "Quick, get in here!" And they pulled out an item from the Pathfinder game, which was a mirror that was sent you to a mirror world. And you jumped in.
It was up to me, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was up to you.
So
You
I
could
had to decide, and you didn't tell me that the mirror was Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So I had no idea, and James and that obviously didn't know. All they saw was that their characters had come back to life, and would they use? No, you were running them at the time, because those NPCs. And yeah, so it was literally like, do I jump through this mirror, or do I chase after Smeckers and
or run away?
Or run away, yeah. Into
and
that.
literally at that point, it was a sort of a toss up. It was going to be
a hard decision.
Either we play Pathfinder, or I was gonna find a new system to do a giant mech war type thing.
Mech war world.
I
jumped through the mirror though.
Yeah,
couldn't
so
help it.
we ended up in Alice in Wonderland. We spoke about that before, but once they got out of Wonderland, they were in the real world, in air quotes, which was the Pathfinder world.
That's right.
And whilst there, you were part, basically, the police militia, now from another world, obviously, of this tiny new upstart town called Gliggoria.
Good old Gliggoria.
Yeah, and it was named after the bloke that founded it, Florin Gligor. And whilst there, you were like the police, and you met all the guys there. There was like this guy called Horace, who was a really nice fat guy. There was a guy called Weird Steve, who was this like...
Weird Steve, yeah.
Yeah, and he was this really creepy guy that just had a house that was completely full of books, and then one little space to sleep on the floor. Yeah, and
I asked to borrow a book, didn't he?
Yeah, and he got really snidey. He gave you Marley and Me, the novelisation.
and Roland loved it.
Oh yeah, you were like, I love dogs.
Yeah, I read that every night.
Yeah, and then so that was it. There was just this, colourful characters like Weird Steve and Gligor in this little village, and then it was a completely separate campaign. But I'll get back to Smeckers and how he was involved at some point. But this completely separate campaign was that there was a clan of gunslingers who owned this city, and they all worshipped ancient technology, cannons, guns, that kind of thing that was left over from a world before theirs.
Ancient artifacts.
Yeah, you had to investigate this corruption, and they were selling weapons to a group of terrorists run by Cutie Ratface, who was... another villain.
Ryan's arch villain. Ryan's character Colin, who we had on the last show, he's ultimate villain.
Yeah, so he was basically the mayor of the gunslingers was selling weapons to them, thinking they wouldn't really know how to use them properly. He was wrong.
He was trying to scam them, but yeah, that's right.
And the terrorists then built a giant weapon out of all the weapons called the Doom Drive.
The Doom Drive.
And they crashed it into the side of the gunslinger place. Then there was this huge fight that ensued where everyone was fucking fighting, shit was popping off like crazy. And suddenly this giant portal opens up out of nowhere, and it's this giant fucking robot. And out of the robot, it opens up, and there's Weird Steve in there. What the fuck?
That's right.
Why is Weird Steve in there? And then Weird Steve tears off his beard, and it turns out it was Smeckers.
Fucking Lenny Smeckers.
And he was visiting this world, and I even did his voice the same and everything the whole time you were talking to Weird Steve.
And we didn't.
Nobody ever clocked it.
We didn't clock it at all.
And
it's a Scooby-Doo moment.
Yeah, and he basically was like, now that he'd seen this giant fight, he'd gone back to get his robot and his collection devices and take Cutie Ratface and the mayor of the gunslingers. But before he did so, he wanted some entertaining. So he made Colin fight Cutie Ratface on the hand of the mech.
Yeah.
And he held them up like 200 feet in the sky, and they were fighting on there. And then basically he was going to pick the winner. And Colin won, but he managed to escape Smeckers' grasp, basically. And then Smeckers went back through the portal. When he went back through the portal, he... just casually destroyed that world, saying that it wasn't even worth his time. Yeah. And he just dropped a gas bomb that turned everyone into zombies in that city that would slowly destroy the world.
Devastated it all, yeah.
Just casually, without even giving a fuck, and he escaped back through the portal. The very final thing was that, I'll keep this as brief as I can, but these guys then chased him into the dimension that he was inhabiting. I won't get into how they did it, but they chased him into the dimension he was inhabiting. And
he weren't getting away this time.
Exactly. And that was a new campaign entirely. This was the fourth arc. And it was basically... they went to his dimension. And it was this really, really fucked up place. And I was going to have this boss fight where basically he would get out all of the greatest warriors from history. Yeah. Some fictional, some not, or whatever. Some that are from the game, some that are real. And you were going to have to fight Muhammad Ali, Jesus, Hitler, Genghis Khan. Yeah. And it was going to be this amazing battle.
Marilyn Monroe.
But along the way, I included a little Easter egg, right? basically the party stumbled across the prototype for his dimension traveling device. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
And it was a computer, but it could only go back to one specific point
In time.
Yeah. And it could only do so for 5 minutes. That specific point in time and space was the Pathfinder game we were playing at that very moment. So all the party just came into my house where we were all sitting playing games and started fucking with us. But they
That was
used
Harrison 1 and Harrison 2.
But then what they did is instead of none of them knew how to use computers. So what they did is through very painstakingly over a matter of like almost a couple of days, figured out how to use the computer just enough to change the time so they would go back 5 minutes earlier. That's it. But in doing so, they managed to go back in time, tell me to call my friend in real life that is really good with computers, and then they reprogrammed the machine so it would go forwards 5 again, and then the guy was already there. So then they kidnapped him, brought him back, got him to reprogram the computer so it could go back to the science lab where they originally met Smeckers. And they did that, and before he was even powerful, they just shot him in the head while he was eating his sandwich.
That's right. It sounds fucking nuts, but it was so weird, wasn't it? But
and that's basically the story of Lenny Smeckers. He was the best villain ever because he was in every campaign, and he always managed to come back in some form. And he was originally just this fucking nothing character.
And the thing I love about it is that he ended as nothing as well, which was great because after all that and after all the things he had caused and all the problems, it all ended up that we walked back to that point in time when we hadn't met him and just executed him before any of it started. And
I always remember there was a point where it had quite a cool end line as well because...
and that lasted months.
Smeckers was like... Smeckers said something like, "What are you doing? I'm not a bad person." And you were like,
God, yeah.
"One day you'll become a very bad man.
We're doing you a favour."
And then you shot him in the head. And then Jazor, the orc, went, "Cunt."
Yeah, just to finish it off. And that was the end of Lenny Smeckers. But wow, what a boss.
Yeah, he was awesome. And I think that... I don't think realistically I've stumbled across the secret to having a recurring villain there. I think it was just lucky, really. And that the story necessitated him being this all-powerful god in the end and all of this stuff because... If it wasn't that, if he was just a regular guy, he would have just got killed by the party.
That's right,
and I think that's just the way the story went. So
you just literally go, "Oh, I don't know, he's a crazy inventor." Then
from that,
they grew,
built,
and then that was it. Yeah, then before you know it, he's a reoccurring big bad that we couldn't get our hands on until right at the end. And it was great. So to summarise, then, what's your secret?
I don't fucking know.
No, you've done it by accident. Do it by accident.
Yeah, do it by accident. That's our advice. No. You fucking absolute shithead. A lot of RPGs suffer from this thing though, where you're like, every time the boss gets killed in an instant because the party have planned for it forever.
Yeah.
And then you have to say, no, but there's a bigger evil. And it becomes like Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, yeah, you did beat Cell, but now there's bigger Cell.
It's meaner Cell.
And he's like, I'm meaner Cell. And they're like, oh,
gonna kick your ass.
Gonna kick your ass, buddy. It's me, Big Cell.
Coming back after Little Cell died.
You killed my little brother.
Now you're gonna die.
Come here, Goku, motherfucker. Come here, fuck you.
And that's Dragon Ball Z podcast.
And that's Dragon Ball Z. Basically, recurring villains are amazing, but we haven't the faintest fucking clue how to do one. I just did a cool one by accident.
Szia! Az én nevem Alan Rickman, és amikor épp nem a galaxis mentem meg, TableTopTwats hallgatok.
Next bit of the podcast is going to be Nick's just packing away his goods. I won't say what kind of goods. No, I'm going to leave that out. Sorry, mate.
No, you can leave that in, that's fine.
Song fight! Okay, so this section is Song Fight.
Yeah.
This is a segment that we did before where we make songs and,
called it that,
and then we sort of battle them together.
Yeah.
Last time we had to make a song based around goblins, and if you want to listen to that, you can go back and listen to episode 4 or 5. You've got to find the episode.
New competition.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Basically, this week we didn't do songs on a subject. It could be anything RPG related, but it had to be done using only your voice and your voice
and your
only.
body.
Yeah, and your body. So, so I'm going to go first, and I did a song about a wizard, and it's called King of the Wizards. But basically, for this song, I cheated a little bit because I sampled my voice and made it into like instruments, and I did the drum noises and stuff. But technically, it is all my own voice, but nonetheless, this is King of the Wizards. This song is for anyone out there who's ever been persecuted because they wanted to read books, magic books, you know. At school, all the fighters would always bully me and kick me down, but I'd always pick myself up and pick my books off the ground. Yeah, let's break it down. Oh yeah, it's time to get tasty up in this bitch. Time to use that magic. Magic rhymes. I'm the best wizard this planet's ever seen. Learned every fucking spell at level 17. I got a staff, no need for a sword. Flick of the wrist, I kill a goblin horde. My motherfucking spells on the motherfucking shizzle. Prismatic spray, never use magic missile. Only ever conjure the coolest kind of shit, like a sexy woman with really big IQ. Show some respect, I'm the king of the wizards. Punch you in the nuts, crushing hand to your gizzards. I wear a cool robe just like Eddie Izzard. And if you have a problem, you'll be a fucking lizard. You better make sure that I'm never fucking triggered, cause you be caught in a motherfucking blizzard, freezing with the motherfucking shivers. I'm the king of the wizards, I'm the tri-cup winner. Yes! Take that, everyone who ever doubted me. Dad, school bully, teachers, everybody. I can rap. I'm king of the wizards. Most powerful there is. I'm king of the wizards. Come join the magic biz. I'm king of the wizards. Even got magic jizz. I'm king of the wizards. I stole your girlfriend, Liz. King of the wizards. The all-knowing wanderer. I'm king of the wizards. Professional ponderer. I'm king of the wizards. Your missus? I'm under her. I'm king of the wizards. The world's best conjurer. Yes. So remember that. Next time anybody tries to put you down, like trying to push your face into a dog turd on the floor or whatever, then you just don't listen, okay? Don't listen to the fighters, don't listen to the bards, the clerics. None of them know shit anyway. Being a wizard is the coolest class, and ain't nobody gonna put you down. You'll always be you. You'll be a wizard, no matter what. And people will have to give you respect if you show them rap skills and as well as magic skills, and also get good at running away too, because that's gonna help. That's gonna help you a lot, because you are gonna get beaten up. But being a wizard is still cool. Wow. So what did you think?
Very good. That's it's catchy. I like it.
Yeah, so that's King of the Wizards, and I just feel like it's an inspiring message for all the youths out there who want to be a wizard.
All the wizard youths, yeah. It's very good. Shame I can't say the same for mine. I didn't even know how to turn the fucking speed up on mine, so I just literally had a new program and had to just fucking guess and throw something together. But
what's your song about, though?
Okay, right, yeah. So my song, I don't really know what my song's about. It's more of
it's like a soundscape.
It's
just
more,
open your mind.
It's more of an experience than a song.
Holy fuck!
Into sanity, I think. To be honest with you, it's terrible. But there you go. This is. I haven't even going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it the unnamed song.
I have always believed that such strange, inaccessible worlds exist at our very elbows, and now I believe I have found a way to break down the barriers. I am not joking. They have found a
Oh god, this is so funny.
Alive, either in the same body or different bodies, and had evidently achieved a way of tapping the consciousness of the dead whom they gathered together.
It's the voice, man. So funny.
It is absolutely necessary for the peace and safety of mankind that some of Earth's dark, dead corners and unplumbed depths are let alone.
So good.
So bad.
Oh mate, that is amazing.
No, it's not. It's so fucking weird.
That was absolutely amazing. So that was
Open your mind.
unnamed.
Oh
Man, I love the bit where you go. It's so good.
I don't know what I was doing. I was getting a bit because it took forever to just get the thing, and I started humming, and then before I was just I need to put other stuff in there, so I was like, I don't know, I just did a load of sound bites. My wife must have thought I was fucking mental.
Holy fuck. That was good.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
So what we want people to do is go onto our Google Plus and tell us which song you liked better.
I'll sling a vote up again.
Because next week we're going to announce who won, and then the loser gets punched in the face by the other one.
Oh, we haven't done that.
I've just
for a
made
while.
that up.
Cheers. Hopefully I get to punch you again.
No. I don't want that.
Not again.
Hey everybody, come gather around the fireside. I got a story to tell you about a time when I beat 2 goblins and 3 basilisks all by myself. That's right, I did it with my own 2 hands. And my trusty 6-shooter, of course, but that's not the point. Point is, I beat him, I won. Fireside Tales.
So this segment of the show is Fireside Tales, and in this segment we tell stories from our RPG experiences.
Stories.
Yes. So, Nick, do you want to go first, mate?
So my story this week is GURPS, and it's the story of Poor Engine, which was a character that was played by James, who was a cyborg, or...
No, he was just a robot.
He was just a regular robot, and he was brilliant, and he was like, Engine 525757, and he was just really, just robot-y, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Basically. And Randy being Randy, Ryan's character, and being an absolute pervert, had to get his rocks off, didn't he? So he wanted to go to the brothel and talk to everybody else into going down to the brothel with him. While he was there, he was talking to the madam, or the boss and stuff, and he was saying, so you got any guys in here? And then she was, I think they were talking about prices and stuff, and anyway, in the end, he ended up wrangling up a 2-guy hour session hot tub.
Yeah, and he convinced Engine that he was being polished up and that it was critical for the mission.
That's it, he had to be nice and shiny because we was doing some kind of covert operation and that, and for whatever reason, and he talked Engine into having to go in to get a good old polish up. So anyway, they was all in the hot tub together, and these 2 guys are trying to get Engine in the mood.
Yeah, and Engine thinks he's about to be clean.
Yeah, and he's waiting for a good clean up in the literally a good clean up, and went to be, and they're all kind of bending over in front of him, dropping the soap and stuff, and he's just like, "Get out of my face, move away." And James wasn't happy.
Yeah, he hated it. It was such an awkward scene.
It was really, really awkward, but fucking hilarious if he wasn't in there.
It was just a great image. Just these like really muscly gay men, just like with their wangs in and robot's face, where he sits there going, "Get that out of my face."
Is it racist to say white guy just like that? No? No, it's not really, is it? No. But what if I said, if I just went black guy, would that be racist? I don't know, you see it differently.
I thought I was supposed to be polished.
No, it's funny, man.
Yeah, he wasn't happy, but it was great, nonetheless. Fucking awesome. What's yours, yeah?
My tale is going to be all about, I'd like to say, etiquette at the table, right?
Okay.
Because, everyone who drinks likes to have a drink while they play D&D, innit?
Yeah, sure.
And Ryan, who is one of our group, he was drinking red wine that night, and he bought a bottle of red wine to himself, and he was also taking antihistamines because
he's allergic to everything.
Yeah, and James has a dog. So Ryan, we sat down at the table, we were playing our games and that, and he was drinking his red wine. I could see he always had a glass on the go. And he was leaning over to people, and he was picking up their dice and just throwing them on the floor.
Rosy cheek.
Yeah, he was all red in the face. He was obviously pissed. He was throwing people's dice on the floor.
Yeah, he was just a bully, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was like picking up people's snacks and chucking them. He was like fucking putting his hand on the table and just messing everything up. And I was like, I turned to him and I was like, Ryan, why are you being such a cunt? And he was like, oh, am I? Shit, I didn't even realise. Like something in his brain just happened. And then I was like, he was getting more and more pissed all the way through the night, and it turns out the red wine reacts with antihistamines quite badly, or at least the specific ones he was on. And he was really drunk, and he was absolutely steaming, and he was just like, he kept on asking you to repeat stuff. He could barely fucking speak, and then he turned to me and he was like, Harrison, can you finish off my wine, mate? I don't think I can do it. When he said that, I thought, it's going to be a little bit left in the bottle. I'll probably have it Nearly the whole bottle was left.
Yeah.
He'd had half a glass of wine. It reacted with these antihistamines so badly that he just like couldn't keep a hold of himself.
That's all.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
He got drugged by accident, poor thing.
Yeah.
But
And
that's funny.
That's a lesson. Don't if you're going to be playing games, don't fucking drink red wine and antihistamines, or do if that's your sort of thing you like. Actually, you should play a game where it's mandatory for everyone to do that.
Take a antihistamine, then down a large glass of wine, then get down to do it.
Yeah. That would certainly make it more interesting.
Send the videos in.
Welcome to the Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges.
So this is the welcome everyone. This is the Chamber of Challenges, and each week what we do is we set each other a challenge.
A challenge.
Right, and basically this week we spoke in the week about our challenge, and both of us have to design an app to do with RPGs for phones, because everyone's doing it, aren't they?
Yep.
Everyone's bringing out an app, and
Everyone's throwing an app.
and what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm the ideas right now. Whoever comes up with the best app is the winner. Now I think I've come up with a good one, so I'm going to let you go first.
All right, cool. Okay,
So I'm going to be like, shut up a minute. Right, so I'm going to be like Duncan Bannatyne on Dragon's Den, and you pitch your idea to me now, and I'll tell you whether I'm in or out.
All right. Only can I be the?
No, you're the salesman.
After I'll be the woman.
Yeah, you can be the woman.
I forget her name now. Anyway,
That's not important. Look, the point is,
what's important is the app.
pitch the Nick. You're wasting time. Pitch your idea to me.
Right, so my app is called NPC in your pocket. Okay, and what it is that it's a non-player character generator.
Right, what's an NPC?
It's a non-player character.
Don't stop laughing. We're here for business.
Let's get down to business. It's a non-player character, which is a character that the GM runs.
Aye.
All right, so sometimes it's quite hard.
What's a GM?
Right, is this not?
Bannatyne's obviously he's very new to RPGs.
I was about to say, is this not? Is
I've
this...
only played Hero Quest. All right, shut up, Duncan. Right, Nick's trying to say it. Okay, shut up. Sorry.
Anyway, Duncan.
Yes.
So sometimes you can get a bit stuck.
I like your beer.
Thanks.
Get on with your idea.
Right, I'm trying.
I'm trying. Look, I keep telling him to shut up. He won't.
All right, listen, Duncan. Otherwise, you're out, and I'll just have to pitch it to the other guys.
No, I'm the one that says I'm out.
Look, I can be out if you carry on with that tone.
Right, I'm out. No, sorry. Pitch your idea. Go.
So sometimes you get stuck for ideas.
Aye.
Fuck off.
Aye. All right. I'll let you speak.
It's so you can get stuck for an idea for an NPC. So, and a lot of them. Sometimes you need to make a few at the same time for whatever reason. So you can basically press a random button or shake it, and it will throw together a little profile picture, a name, you know, some stats and some backstory, like just a snippet. It's not even like one sentence, if you know what I mean. Not even a thing.
Right. So, what sort of money do you want for this?
I'm thinking somewhere in the beginning region of 25 grand.
Right. I'll give you 26.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
No, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm very confused about what's goes on here.
Why am I here again?
What's this?
Is this not the
Did you know that Duncan Bannatyne chucked his navy captain into the sea?
Really?
Yeah, and he was interviewed about it once, and he was like, he was annoying me.
Wow.
So that's a fun Bannatyne fact for you guys.
I don't think you're ready for this. My body too delicious for you, babe. I don't think you're ready for this.
A ball of like a cube of jelly.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to enter Dragon's Den. No, that's catchphrase. Sorry. It was meant to be the sound of a door opening. It's good, but it's not right.
Say what you see. I used to love that show.
Fuck, this is lame, man. We can't talk about...
Catchphrase.
Yeah. Alright, so I enter the den.
Sit down.
Usually, actually, Deborah, it's customary for me to stand in Dragon's Den. I don't know if you've seen the show that you're in.
She sits down. Ow.
Well, you like DMing now?
I was standing, yeah.
Okay, she sits down. Alright, okay, I walk up and shake her hand.
Okay.
Alright, so my idea, Deborah, I don't know if you've seen the last guy who's just been in here.
Yes, brilliant.
No, he's a bit of a twat, actually. don't listen to him because my ideas about NPCs.
Nice beard.
Shut up.
Come on,
Deborah.
spit it out.
I'm trying. Right, okay. So this is annoying. I'm sorry I did this to you. Right. So my idea is called Be My NPC. Right. And here's how it works. Right. Is that you sign up to this app, and you're either a DM or an NPC. Right. And if you're going through the game and you need somebody to be an NPC, you can send them a character sheet and pay them a small amount of money, like 2p or whatever, and us as the app makers will skim a bit off the top of that. Right. And then you tell them what time you need them, and they'll turn up to your game, and you just hold your phone up, and they'll have their face on there, hopefully dressed up as whatever character they are, and then they'll have to do the voice and play using the character sheet. So you just be like, you walk into a bar, and then you tap your phone, and then suddenly there's a stranger on the phone going, hello! And he's like, what do you want? It's a great idea.
What? And so they won't know what the guy's going to say?
No, Deborah, that's the fun of it. It adds a new layer to DMing that DMs aren't used to, where even the NPCs can do weird shit.
What's a phone?
Deborah, you work for a telecommunications company. God damn it, these dragons. So will you invest or will you not? Come on, give it a good, Deborah. I'll show you.
I like it.
I'm going to need a lot of money.
How much are we talking?
We're talking 10,000 million pounds sterling. Now, I know you can. I know you're good for it, Deborah. Give me the money.
She looks at Duncan.
Hello. Oh, this is pathetic.
What is this?
Ad-lib a fucking Dragon's Den roleplay.
Don't buy that game.
Yeah, okay, forget this.
This is shit. Right, anyway, so...
What do you guys think happened?
One of the players Robbie played with got carried away and killed him.
That's kind of far out.
Mazes and Monsters is a far-out game. Swords, poison, spells, battles, maiming, killing.
Hey, it's all imagination.
Is it? I'll be talking to you.
The next bit is a recording of when Nick and Harrison thought the microphone was off. What a pair of cunts, snaf perspoi agenfknevel.
He writes this like erotic sort of fiction on Amazon.
What?
Right? And it's like he sells them like 50p a pop. But the books.
I didn't even know there was a market on Amazon for erotic books.
Mate, big time, because the people write this stuff that's so specific that if you're into that Amazon book is the only way you can get it.
You've got to buy it.
And I can't remember what it's called. There's one like where it's called Rammed in the Arse by My Butler. Like, because they have to say what it is in the title.
I hope he's a good artist, because if it's like a child's drawn it, it's like
it's a book. He writes
he just writes shit.
Yeah, so he just writes these books for Kindle. And then there's one after that that's called Rammed in the Arse by My Own Book, I think. Yeah. So like the book that he published previously, Rammed in the Arse by My Butler or whatever, then he gets bummed by that.
Shall we just do a dramatic reading of Rammed in No.
Hang on, I'm going to find it, because I will. I think it's like punted in the arse. No.
50p a pop. That's incredible. Well, you learn something new every day.
I'm just typing in the butt by my book into Amazon. That's not it.
What did you
No, I think it's on the American one. Pounded in the butt by my book.
Oh, wow.
Pounded in the butt by my own book. It's by the guy's name is Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle.
Right, so he's got slammed in the butt by Donald Trump's attempt to avoid accusations of plagiarism by removing all facts or concrete plans from... I have to click on it to get...
No way.
From his Republican National Convention speech. And then he's got...
That's top seller.
Space Raptor butt invasion. Space Raptor butt redemption.
There's a reoccurring theme here.
Dr. Chuck Dingle's Complete Guide to Romance.
Oh, that's a bit different.
Butt Wars Rogue Buns. Handsome sentient food pounds my butt and turns me gay.
Why they
8 tales of hot food and beverage love.
Why is it saying? why is it saying in your wish list at the bottom?
I don't have to wish for this, but I wrote it.
It's you to ball.
Twist ending.
Are you Tingle?
Slammed in the butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of election day.
This is incredible.
He's a genius.
Oh my goodness.
I want to read some of the reviews for this.
Oh, they're going to be even worse. They're going to be like YouTube comments.
How do I see this? I'm going to read the slammed in the butt by Donald Trump. No, actually, I want to read the review for... I'm going to read the review for Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
Please do.
At first I was a little hesitant with Space Raptor Butt Invasion, but as the story progressed I really started to understand the characters to such a deep extent, and after Orion called his orgasm his Jurassic load, well, I knew I was keeping this book for life.
He just went, Jurassic load? What a word.
I bought a stapler off my Kindle, but was given this. I decided to read it and found out it wasn't a good book, yet came in good condition. I can't staple my work together with the book though. Please send stapler ASAP.
I like the way that it was like it was a shit book, but it came in good condition. So
it's a Kindle book though.
What the hell? Oh dear.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter from anywhere on the planet. This is the future. This is the Electro Letter.
Okay, so this week we've got Electro Letters, as we do every week, so I don't know why I bothered qualifying it like that. But this is the segment where we read out the electronic mail from our lovely fans.
Listeners.
Yeah, we can't call them fans. Nobody likes this rubbish.
So, yeah, I've got the questions in front of me. So we've got...
Well done.
Thanks. Okay, so the first question's coming from Big Mac, Gary McCullum.
Gary McCallum also sent us...
Oh, we don't know.
In addition to an Electro Letter, he sent us a package.
He did send us a package.
But it's currently in the sorting office and Nick needs to go and pick it up. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to get it today, but we're going to get it and we're going to do an unboxing video.
We are.
Because we're suspicious that Gary has in fact sent us nudes.
We think it's nudes.
But thanks for the package, Gary, no matter what it is, and I do mean that euphemistically. So let's go on to his question.
Let's get on to his question. So I should add that he actually sent a couple of questions before, which I missed, so I'm shit. So sorry for that, Gaz. I'm going to do them now.
There goes the watch.
There goes the watch. His first question is, right, the two of you walk into a dark alley. A large man demands hot Halloween butts. Oh no, I need to do that again because it's not Halloween anymore. When I wrote it down, it was fucking Halloween.
Oh, because you just put the word Halloween in it to make it a Halloween question. Halloween butt sex.
But we missed our Halloween slot, so no, it's not. It's irrelevant. I'll start again. Oh, fuck. Right, the two of you walk into a dark alley and a large man demands hot butt sex from one of you. Who takes it for the team?
It's got to be you,
It's got to be you, mate. Because you dress up as a girl and you look better as a girl.
Okay, good point. I did wear a girl's outfit for Halloween, so I will take the Halloween butt sex.
That's not Halloween.
Yeah, so it's just regular, everyday hot butt sex.
There you go.
Pounded in the butt by my Halloween costume.
There you go. There's a recurring butt theme. It's back. We haven't talked about it for a while.
Butts are back, guys.
Butts
I don't
back,
know if you know.
baby. Yeah. So that's that one. Thank you. Harrison's taking it for the team.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. And next question is, what are your plans for the future of the show? Are you going to possibly start live streaming on Twitch, or maybe record your gaming sessions, start a band, move to Hollywood?
Yes. Next question. No,
Yeah.
but for real, for the future of the show, what we want to do realistically is we want to keep introducing new stuff, and we do want to have some multimedia shit. So we do want to release more songs on YouTube that are exclusive just to that, or we want to do more bonus content as well, reading out people's stories and loads of weird shit.
Yeah,
and we want to make some videos as well. That's the hope. The only problem is at the moment we feel like if we manage to get the time to hang out, we should probably do a podcast because that's the main thing.
Yeah,
but we are going to try and get other stuff going as well. Hopefully,
yeah, get some stuff coming out over Christmas. I've got some time off, so that should help.
Exactly, yeah.
It'll be fun. Watch this space on that one.
And the band, what would our band be called? Actually, can I just say, I was in 2 bands when I was a teenager.
Really?
One of which was called Guitarmageddon, and it was completely unironic.
Wow.
And the other one was called DJ Shit Bitches.
Wow, okay.
And I've got to say, I think DJ Shit Bitches is the best music I've ever made.
Mail sucks. It's worse than your mum. Because I will slap your face like a bum. Yeah.
Next question from Gaz. Will you release a Twats Creators Hits album if you get enough songs?
We definitely want to.
Yeah,
and we wanted to
about
do
this actually.
Yeah, we spoke about doing a Christmas album where we sing RPG versions of the hits.
Twats sing the hits, yeah.
Because we found this really weird song online. I'll include a clip of it here, but it's called it's like a Cthulhu Christmas song.
Yeah,
and it's called It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Fishmen.
Fishmen, yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like fishmen everywhere I go. From the minute I got to town and started to look around, I thought these ill-bred people's gill slits showed.
When will the Twats merchandise hit the stores? Like things like I'm a Twat t-shirt or I love Twats hats.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, no, thanks for the idea, man. I'm taking that.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to be able to buy loads of t-shirts.
I really would love to do merchandise, but I think that we'd only really have 2 customers, and it'd be me and you. We'd buy like our own t-shirts because they wouldn't give us a free copy because we're too small time.
Yeah.
So we'd have to buy our own t-shirts, and people would be like, "What's that?" And we'd be like, "It's a podcast that I do." And you'd be like, "Well, why are you wearing it?" And then you'd be like, "Fuck off!" And, you'd be like, and then I'd punch you in the face.
Oh, you can't say like it's just a really nice t-shirt, right? It's well made.
Yeah.
Just leave it
It's
alone.
designer, mate. It's designer.
It's Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom, mate. Come on. Never had a Fruit of the Loom.
Come on, mate. TableTopTwats. I can't do it. Gary continues. Do you think that long-lived races like elves, dwarves, halflings are retarded on account of they progress like humans but live 5 times longer?
I never even fucking thought of that. That's a very, very good point. Because like fucking elves, they're like they can go up to like 200-300 years old, right? But they level up at the same speed that a fucking human does.
Yeah.
So that means by that virtue, all the elves that are past about 70 years old in that world should be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's ruined Pathfinder for me forever, so thanks.
Cheers, Gal. He continues, what's your take on rolling to see if an NPC is telling the truth? Personally, I think it's a ridiculous mechanic.
I think sometimes it can work. I think it should inevitably always be difficult. I think the difficulty check for that should always be very, very high. And I think that it only works in certain games where a lot of investigation is required.
Yeah.
Because if you're interrogating someone,
you're looking for slip-ups and
exactly. And I mean, if you were looking at them in real life, right, you'd be seeing their facial expressions. So you saying, "Can I tell if he's telling the truth?" and you roll, I don't think you should say yes or no. What I think you should say is, "He seems to be looking around a lot." But that could still mean he's telling the truth. He's just nervous because he's talking to a copper.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But you should never just go yes or no. If you say, "I want to use psychology to determine if he's lying," roll it, and then as a DM just go like, "Yeah, you notice he's looking up and to the left when
he's got a little twitch, in his eyebrow or something. Yeah.
And that doesn't tell the player if they're successful or not, but they have the information and they can act on that however the fuck they want.
Exactly.
If they end up chasing this fucking rabbit down its hole and it ends up to be a complete waste of time and it's a wild goose chase, then it means that it's funnier because they go, "What the fuck? He was lying." And you'll be like, no, he wasn't lying. I just said his face was a bit twitchy.
Yeah, he's a bit
twitchy. He's just got a twitchy face.
It's like a big group of people approached him and started chatting to him.
So I think in certain aspects it can work.
Yeah.
Because, your character's got to interpret what he sees.
Yeah, exactly. Right, next question is, whose mum is hotter?
That's a horrible question. But it is your mum, obviously.
No, I'd say yours.
That's about as good as this question is going to get. But Nick's mum really needs to call me back. I can't stress that enough. I'm sick of it.
I've added your mum on Facebook, so...
Have you really?
Yeah, of course I have.
You stay away from my mum. I'm not happy about that. Nick's creeping on my mum. I'm adding your mum.
I had to get you back because
I added your mum on
because of all the mum jobs.
I added yours on Pornhub.
Shut up. Right.
Porn.com. Shout out.
You and that porn.com. And his last question is, favourite or great shows people should watch related to role playing, i.e. Walking Dead, Star Wars?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Rick and Morty, I feel...
I've watched a couple of them, it's funny.
It's sci-fi and it manages to have fun with it, and I think that is a great thing, and it's got actually this really quite massive amount of depth to it and some really touching moments as well, and I think it's a very, very good example of how to do a kind of fun game for players if you're doing a sci-fi setting. Recently, though, I've been watching a lot of vampire stuff because I'm getting ready for Vampire the Masquerade, which we're going to play soon.
Yeah.
But, like, what about fantasy, though? Like, I always think, like, whenever I do a new campaign, right, I always try to watch as much stuff that could possibly be helpful as possible. Like he was saying, you know, watch The Walking Dead if you're going to do a zombie campaign. Watch Rick and Morty if you're going to do a sci-fi one, and Star Trek and Fifth Element and shit like that. But then with fantasy, you've only really got Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
In terms of films, anyway. I mean, there's plenty of decent books out there. But what if you've got like a week to make your campaign and you just want to watch some inspirational stuff to get some ideas? You can't. It's shit. There's the D&D movie. There's Mazes and Monsters. They fucking suck. Dark Dungeons.
Dark Dungeons. What's that?
Oh, it's fucking awful. We'll do a full review of it at some point.
Coming your way.
But yeah, like it's fantasy is just so starved in terms of good films. So that, like,
Is that Warcraft? I've not even seen it.
It's shite.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
For my vampire campaign, I watched 10 minutes of Lost Boys because I started watching it and then I stopped because my mate asked me to come and play Overwatch. And so the first 10 minutes of Lost Boys is quite good. It's about a bunch of bikers, I think.
Getting attitude for wearing.
But they're probably vampires.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, it's alright. Well, the first 10 minutes.
I watched it ages ago.
I need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, probably before you can judge.
Yeah.
So that is that's all Gal's questions for this week. So thanks you very much, and I look forward to opening the package.
Yes,
mate.
Notes. Yeah, we'll let you know what we think of the package.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Next question has come in from our current winner.
Manuel Sams is like a sort of demigod, isn't he, really?
Yeah. So his first question is, what's your stance on big elaborate character backstories?
Well, I quite like them. I think that every person in the world has a big elaborate story behind them, so I think that your characters should. But the thing is, it doesn't mean you constantly need to stop the party every 5 seconds and go, did I ever tell you about when I got lost in a quagmire? And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Maybe we should go on a quest for that.
But it should inform your character. If you know these little points,
Yeah.
if you do a big elaborate backstory, I feel like it informs your character and it makes it so much more inspired because you've got all these little things
You
that
can just
inform the way
drop
he acts.
stuff, and the GM can pick up on it, and it's good to use
I think
things
it
like that.
adds a lot more nuance to the character because you could just do a blanket rule and say my character's afraid of animals, but then you might have part of his backstory is that he had a childhood dog, so he's scared of all animals except dogs. And it's like little bits like that. If you do a big elaborate backstory, there'll be fuckloads of them.
That's what I'm thinking about now for my character for the Warhammer game.
Same here. And like we said before on previous podcasts, it's important to put the work in as a player. The DM's got a lot of work to do, so make your character believable. Give them a cool backstory. You don't have to tell it to the whole fucking group, but it can really inform how you play it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is why I need to actually talk to Manuel about our backstory because we're brothers in the new game, so that's going to be fun. So we'll have a chat about that soon, mate. Second question is, what actually made you want to start a podcast? Good question.
Well, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've wanted to do one for bloody ages, and I absolutely love RPGing, and so the two just went hand in hand. It's a bit of a boring answer, but I listen to fuckloads of podcasts, and like, recently I've been listening to Two Good Boys. Very weird and very funny.
Very weird, very funny, but they're good. Yeah, same really. I didn't listen to that many podcasts before. I listened to, obviously, Ricky Gervais back in the day.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But then after that, when I started getting into running my Savage Worlds game, I've said before, I obviously got into the Wild Die. And then, obviously, through that, looked at Gathering the Dorks, and then started.
So the guys who are
podcast.
now our colleagues, they were the people that broke your podcast virginity.
Lovely. Don't do that.
I was doing a lewd action. I'll be laying awake at night thinking of
fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins. Fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins.
We started recording our sessions as well, didn't we, with dictaphone, so we got used to listening to our own voices.
Yeah, we've got like a lot of stuff recorded and we do want to release them. It's just that a lot of the jokes that are made at the table are really not appropriate. No. Considering some of the dirty, horrible stuff we say on this podcast.
We are going to say, you can imagine stuff we don't talk about.
Yeah, it's a bit fucked up. So there's been times where I've been like...
I've had exclusive bonus content.
Yeah, like for the Super 100 Crazy Club.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when it comes down to it, like... Yeah, I've listened to some of them and I was like, I just don't have the time to edit all the bad stuff out.
No, I'd like to do it one day though. Now I'm learning how to use editing programs, maybe I'll have a go as well.
Yes.
But anyway, so there you go. So that's...
Thanks, Manuel.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Look forward to playing with you guys. That sounds really weird.
I look forward to playing with you, Manuel. The thing is, that might only be an English expression. He's German, so he just thinks
he won't get it. Oh.
We look forward to having sex with you, Manuel.
Look forward to playing role-playing games on Fantasy Grounds with you.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Right, so our next question is coming from a friend of yours, Pete Beckett.
Peter Beckett.
Good old Pete.
Cool guy number one.
Yep. And he has asked, what was the most memorable character in any campaign that you've played on any system?
So that can be an NPC, a boss, it can be one of your characters.
Oh, wow.
Okay, right. Let's take for granted now that Big Colin is the number one answer, okay?
Yeah.
But we spoke about him in the last podcast, so go and listen to that. He's the number one, but what's your second most memorable? What's your favourite? What's the one that stuck with you in your brain for your waking hours, and when you went to sleep, it would haunt your dreams?
Oh.
Well, I think mine is Yakuza A from GURPS. He was literally a character. Another one goes to Roland, which is your character from before.
I didn't want to say my own, but I did love Roland.
Roland was awesome because he survived through 2 different systems in 4 different campaigns.
And literally took scars from both campaigns. Like, he had an orc arm by the end of it.
He had an orc arm, his hat was, cowboy hat was fused to his head.
Yeah.
He was like, his coat was burnt and he was
like a big
tattered.
cape as well.
You had to take the thread out of your shirt, so his shirt only went just below his nipples.
Oh, yeah. Midriff.
He was just fucked up.
He was a mess, wasn't he? But he was great.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I loved playing him.
And having a character that survives that long is so rare.
And he's still alive.
I think you were bloody lucky.
Yeah, and he's not dead, so that's great. I could always bring him back one day.
So, Peter, those are the 2 most memorable characters. And I have to say, Peter, you're a pretty memorable character too. I don't know, I did like a smarmy face as I said that. I have to remember I'm not being filmed.
That's like something off of fucking Heart FM or something when a listener writes in. And don't forget, you're very special too.
Okay, that's Peter Beckett there. He says he's spending the day with his kids and the dog. Okay, Peter, have a glass of beer for me, okay? Next up, we've got David Bowie. That was David Bowie. Okay, I'm going to stop this radio nonsense.
All right. Next question's in from Matt Stark.
Oh my god!
And Matt Stark asks, how many licks does it take to get to the centre of a Tootsie Pop?
Right, that's sexual assault. Don't send that kind of thing in. What is a Tootsie Pop?
I think it's taffy. I'm not 100% sure. I think my nan used to bring like Tootsie Rolls back from Spain, but I don't know if they're the American ones.
Hello, Nick, I've got your Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, she used to love them. I used to like
it's your Sunday taffy.
Have your taffy and your tea.
Was your nan northern?
No. She grew up in Adelaide.
Winter is coming. Eat your Tootsie Roll.
My watch is over.
Next question comes from some sort of super criminal mastermind.
The Jenk.
The Big Jenk.
The Big Jenk.
He's currently writing to us from prison because he killed millions of men just because they disagreed with him.
Looks at him funny.
Yep,
that's it. So
and that's Zach Jenkins.
You don't mess with the Zach. So his question is, when playing your big bad for the end of the campaign, do you prefer to use all their hyperpowers, spells or abilities at the beginning, or save them for a few rounds to surprise everybody? And are you a fan of spells like Power Word Kill? God knows I am.
Well, the thing is, I think that you've got to understand that the players in D&D games and role-playing games, they always behave in an uncinematic way. Okay, and you can have cinematic moments in your campaigns, but I believe that if the players are going to fight dirty and they're going to do what it takes to win, so should the fucking bad guys.
Absolutely right.
And I think that in real life, if you wanted to fucking get rid of the person who was, opposing you, you would use your most powerful spell, and that's how I do it. I don't think of it like what would make it more cinematic or enjoyable. From that standpoint, I think about it from enjoyment as a challenge. And I think they would come out swinging. Yeah. Most of the time, depends on the person, but I think that I would just use their most powerful abilities straight up, because if that character would, then you should.
Yeah, simple. I think so as well. I was throwing my big bad zombies at you at the end, them nasty types that you guys hadn't seen until they were on you. And
and with regards to Power Word Kill, I think it's fine, because it's in the fucking book. But I think if you're a DM and you worry that spell's OP, because you can just utter a word and kill one creature a day, I think it's great, because...
And they don't even have to hear it, they can just drop dead.
It's a level 9 spell, so you're only going to get it at the end of the game anyway.
Right, yeah.
And I think it would be really, really, really cool to just walk up to the last boss and save it, right? And you've done this epic campaign, and the guy stands up and he's like, I knew you would find me eventually. I'm ready for a good fight. And you just go, power word kill. And then he just drops on the floor and you're like, right, that's that done.
Well, it's a bit like Lenny Smeckers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we did to him.
Exactly. I think an unceremonious death is
for the big bad.
Something that never happens in films, and I always like it when it happens, in a game or something, because it's amusing and it can be quite fitting as well, and I think it sends like a cool message.
Yeah,
and, I think it's a laugh.
I think it's really good as well, especially if you've got like we've said before, an overarching enemy that's been getting away from him all this time, and then after
imagine the satisfaction of killing him with one word.
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
Super Justice Paul. That is all the questions for this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did also ask for people to send in stories about their evil bosses. Now, that can be in a game, or it can be somebody in real life that you worked for that you didn't like.
Yeah.
Give us funny stories about evil bosses.
We'll change the names if you want us to, or do it yourself.
Or just do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
You fucking little...
Lazy.
You lazy sod.
We'll do it. We'll read about Bill off. Because we read anything out, don't we?
We read anything out. So send it in. We'll either read them out on the next pod or do a bonus content all about evil bosses.
Yeah.
That would be really cool, actually. So do that, please.
That'd be fun. And don't forget the jingle competition.
Yes, the jingle competition. Enter that, tabletoptwats@gmail.com.
Buffalo soldier, looks like I told ya. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West, roughneck. So you gotta check the law and abide what you step. Will flex and get a hole in your side. Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't wanna see my hand where my hip be at.
Okay, so we are the Nerds International spokespeople.
So we are part of the amazing Nerds International network, and
they're a bunch of great guys.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, certainly are. They're good guys.
Can I say something controversial here, Nick?
What?
They're great guys.
Wait,
okay. Yeah, I'm going to blow your mind.
I was really expecting to say completely different to that.
But what I want to say this week is we are going to big up one of our esteemed colleagues, and we want to talk about the Blackwood Codex.
Yes, we do.
That is Eli Kurtz. He has a YouTube channel which is simply entitled Eli Kurtz. So go and search for his name and look at the Blackwood Codex, because it's a playthrough of Blackwood Codex that he's done, and it's quite obvious that he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. it winds me up, because I can barely count to... And I, one day... will someday finish a complete... And the thing is, Eli, he does it without even thinking about it.
He's
complete
a good
sentences.
RPGer.
Yeah, he's got complete sentences, and that's the sort of shit you're going to get if you watch Blackwood Codex. So I would go and watch it now, because the campaign is very, very entertaining, very intelligent, and it's really, really, really good fun to get your teeth stuck into. I've watched the first 2 episodes so far, and they're really awesome. So well done, Eli. And he gave us a mention on it as well.
Oh, wow.
He said, I've been listening to the Tabletop Twats, and I thought, why? What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, oh man. Don't do that.
Never do that. But hi, Eli, thank you very much.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Go check him out. He's a great guy.
Bunch of lads, all that cocks, bunch of lads, get in something.
So that's another episode, Nick.
Oh, we've done it.
Oh, we're there.
That's been fun. I like it.
I like it too.
And if you like it, all you people out there,
don't tell us. No, do.
No, tell us.
Yeah, do
tell us.
Do tell us.
Tell us
We
stuff.
could really do with the encouragement.
Yeah, we like friends.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have only got each other, and we need your contact. We need you to tell us that what we're doing is actually worth it.
We don't get out of this room much.
No, we don't. Which is weird, because Nick lives in a different house, and you really have to go soon.
No,
leave. Get out of the room.
It's comfy.
It's not.
But if you would like to get in touch with us,
you can do so in a manner of ways, which are as follows. Okay, number 1, Gmail, tabletoptwats@gmail.com. Number 2, Facebook. Do it faster.
Facebook.com/tabletop-t.
Yes, tabletop T, because we couldn't get twats. And Twitter @tabletoptwats. And finally,
Tumblr.
Just search for Tabletop Twats. We don't know how Tumblr works.
We don't know what Tumblr is.
I'm going to update it soon, I promise.
We're working on it. And as always, sling us an email.
Yeah.
And come find us on the Nerds International Network at G+.
So, who would win in a fight?
Between
Rain Man and Elephant Man. That's the question we want you to ponder until next week, listeners. And that's another episode. See you later.
Chicken McBosh.
Previously on Tabletop Twats.
You come into my club, interrupt my night, make me get out of my glarking chair. You must have some gigantic gablorgablogs, boy. A dance competition. Me versus Lamb Slice. Loser dies here, on this stage, tonight.
Al, he's good.
Really good. It's bloody awful, Nick. Well, what should I do? Hit him and run away. I said hit him, not throw acid in his face.
What do we do, mate?
Run away, of course. I'm hailing a taxoid.
What's,
It's a flying taxi.
Escapes require payment up front.
Move or I'll throw fucking acid in your face. Thank fuck we got away from that. That was some scary shit back there.
Oh yeah, thank God you're okay. I'm so glad you could be here right now. Threatening me with acid, making me drive you for free. Shut up. Right, Nick, I want a bloody word with you. You fucked everything up, and I mean everything.
What?
That's not even an expression. That's just me saying to you that you fucked everything up. Now he knows our faces. He's going to be looking for us. We are fucked. Do you understand that?
We was going in there to kill him. I got his attention like you said.
And you threw acid in his face. It was never going to kill... you should have bought a gun.
I was thinking on my think.
What do you mean thinking on your think? It doesn't even make sense.
I was thinking on my thinks that I should have, just threw acid at him, didn't I? It worked, didn't it?
I don't know what we're going to do now. How can we possibly get to him? He's going to upset up his security. We're screwed.
You got any more of them gem things?
I've got one more gem, but I told you before, it's imprecise. We can't use it to go back in time again.
There must be something in this cyber city that can help us with that.
Hang on. Can you hear something?
Yeah, I can. What the? Is that a giant robot?
Oh my God, it is.
What now?
We're fucked, Nick. We're fucked. We're gonna die. This is the bit where we... Oh, fuck. We're hit, Nick. We're hit. We're gonna go down. Who's gonna pay for that damage on the old flying car there? It's gonna be me, that's who. The boss is gonna see it. He's gonna be fucking pissed off and... Shut up. It's no time to be worrying about your stupid taxoid. We're going down and we're going down fast. Hold on to something, Nick.
Unidades de tierra. Anticiudadano denunciado en esta comunidad. Código bloque incauterice